false prophetess, half human, half serpent, tries to deceive people with false miracles. However, she didn't expect what would happen to her that day. Akosua was known in Niam village for her kindness and devotion. Everyone trusted her, the young woman who led the singing at the local church and dedicated her time to helping those in need. But that simplicity was about to change. During a major religious event in Accra, something happened that would forever mark her destiny. The crowd was ecstatic. Renowned pastors preached fervently, and the sound of the songs echoed across the fields. Akosua, fascinated by the environment, remained until the end of the service when an unknown man approached. He seemed to know more about her than he should have. Akosua, he called, his voice deep, you are special. Heaven has great plans for you, but it takes courage to walk the path that few dare. How do you know my name? She asked, intrigued but not suspicious of his intention. Spiritual eyes see what ordinary eyes cannot see, he replied with an enigmatic smile, handing her a small golden amulet. This amulet is a symbol of your future. Accept it, and you will see the doors of true power open. Akosua hesitated. I serve God. I don't need amulets. The man insisted, getting even closer. Don't be naive, girl. Even the greatest spiritual leaders know the secrets of the sea and the land. It is no sin to use what was created for your purpose. Confused, but drawn by the promise of something greater, Akosua took the amulet. That night, she was taken to a deserted beach, where the man and other individuals performed an unusual ritual. They chanted in a strange language, while Akosua, with his eyes closed, felt an icy force course through his body. The sea seemed to respond to the chants, and the waves churned around them. When it was all over, the man touched her shoulder. From today onwards, you will not just be Akosua. You will be Mama See-All, the one who sees the unseen and rules with authority. Back in the village, she was no longer the same. Gazes of admiration and reverence began to follow her. As Akosua embraced her new identity, she now believed she was destined for something great. Yet the cost of her transformation remained a secret that even she did not fully understand. The title of Mama V Tudo brought Akosua a fame that quickly spread throughout the region. His small church was transformed into a crowded temple, with lines of devotees eager to hear his prophecies and witness miracles that defied logic. Today, the power of God will be manifested, she proclaimed in one of the services, with a firm voice that echoed through the cramped corridors. That day, a man in a wheelchair was brought down the aisle. Raise your hands and pray in faith, she ordered, as she touched the man's forehead. He trembled for a few seconds and then suddenly stood up, walking with difficulty. The crowd burst into applause and chants, believing they were witnessing a true miracle. However, what few knew was that the paralytic was a paid actor, just like many others who stage miraculous cures. Meanwhile, Akosua sold so-called sacred items at exorbitant prices. Miraculous oils, protective bracelets, and even small mirrors that, according to her, ward off evil spirits, were sold as indispensable objects for those who wanted blessings in their lives. With this oil, all the closed doors in your life will be opened, she exclaimed, holding a small, shiny bottle. Devotees, impressed, emptied their pockets to buy the product. However, what happened after nightfall was even darker. Transformed by the force of the ritual she had accepted, Akosua left her human form and took on the appearance of a hybrid creature, half human and half snake. In secret, he walked to the nearest river to perform occult rituals that guaranteed the continuity of his divine power. Mysterious chants echoed across the waters, and the glow of their reptilian eyes reflected the depth of their pact with dark forces. Once, after a service, a curious young man approached to ask, Mama sees everything. How can you have so much power? Is it only through faith? She smiled, but her gaze was piercing. Power comes to those who know how to seek it, he replied cryptically, as he backed away in fright. Thus, Akosua continued to manipulate her congregation, enriching herself at the expense of those who, blinded by faith, did not see beyond the veil of deception she had created. But the first signs of doubt began to emerge, threatening to reveal the secret she had kept at all costs. Among the many devotees who filled Mama V. Tudo's services was ABA, a woman with a critical spirit. She accompanied her mother, a fervent believer, but could never fully believe in the miracles she witnessed. "Be careful with your words," ABA warned his mother at the end of a service. "Mama V. Tudo is a godsend. If you doubt it, you could bring curses to our family." "It's not a lack of faith, Mother," ABA replied calmly. "It's just something doesn't feel right. How can someone perform so many miracles and still charge so much money for blessings?" ABA's uneasiness grew after a specific episode. During a service, a blind woman reportedly regained her sight. However, days later, ABA found the same woman in the market, still selling peanuts as before, and still blind. Awakened by this contradiction, she began to investigate. One night, while everyone was sleeping, ABA discreetly went to the church, determined to find out what Mama V. Tudo did after the services. Upon arriving, he noticed strange movement near the river behind the temple. Hidden behind bushes, she saw something she would never forget. A slender figure with glowing eyes and a scaly tail, singing mysterious songs to the waters. The being appeared to be human, but its form was monstrous. "This can't be real," ABA muttered, holding back his panic. But as he watched, he recognized the cloak worn by Akosua. It was Mama Sees All. The next day, ABA visited some of the people healed by Akosua. With each conversation, more inconsistencies emerged. A woman who was reportedly cured of infertility shamefully admitted that she had never been pregnant. A man supposedly cured of a chronic illness confessed to having received money to fake the miracle. Outraged, ABA confided her discoveries to a trusted friend. "This is not God's work," she said firmly. "If no one does something, she will continue to deceive and destroy lives." "You have courage," replied the friend, "but challenging Mama See All is risky. Be careful, ABA." Even though he knew the danger, ABA did not back down. Now his mission was clear: expose the truth about Akosua and free his community from the lies that kept him trapped. ABA knew that exposing Mama V. Tudo would not be easy. Akosua had the absolute trust of the community, and any accusation could be seen as blasphemy. But ABA was determined. After gathering all the evidence, he decided to confront her during a crowded service. That Sunday, the church was fuller than usual. Akosua, wrapped in her golden robe, spoke fervently. "Today, God revealed to me that great miracles will happen in this place. Prepare your hearts to receive His blessings." Suddenly, ABA stood up from the crowd. "And who will save us from your lies, Akosua?" His voice cut through the silence, causing a buzz in the congregation. "Who dares to interrupt the work of God?" Akosua responded with an expression of indignation. "I dare," said ABA, walking down the aisle. "Because the true work of God is not done with lies, manipulation, and pacts with dark spirits." The crowd was silent. Akosua tried to maintain his composure. "This woman is possessed by the enemy. She came here to spread doubt and destroy your faith." "If that is true," replied ABA, "then explain it." She held up a small, broken mirror, one of the items sold as sacred. "This mirror, which you said is blessed, does not ward off evil spirits. It is just an expensive piece of glass." Before Akosua could react, ABA projected videos he had recorded onto a small monitor. The images showed Akosua's nightly rituals on the river, with his transformation into a supernatural creature. The congregation erupted in murmurs. "That can't be true. She's been deceiving us all this time." Some still tried to defend Akosua, but the evidence was overwhelming. "She doesn't work for God," shouted ABA. "She serves the spirits of the deep, exploiting her faith to enrich herself." Akosua tried to flee, but the crowd blocked his exit. Minutes later, authorities arrived, called by ABA the night before. She was taken into custody, while the congregation, still in disbelief, looked at the empty altar where so many lies had been preached. ABA, in front of the crowd, made one last appeal. This is a lesson for all of us. Not all that glitters is gold, and not every spiritual leader is sent by God. We must seek the truth with discernment and wisdom. The temple, once a symbol of manipulated faith, was now a place of reflection and new beginnings. ABA had accomplished his mission, but he knew there was still a long way to go to heal the community's wounds. Okojua's arrest left the village shaken. Many felt betrayed, others ashamed for having believed her. During a community meeting, an elder broke the silence. "How could we be so blind?" "Because we were desperate," replied ABA calmly. "But it's not the end. We need to learn from this and seek the truth going forward." Okojua Church was transformed into a community meeting space. ABA, now a leadership figure, used these occasions to warn about the danger of following leaders without question. "True faith is not afraid of being tested," she said. Okojua was tried and convicted, but her final words in court still echoed in the minds of many. "What I started still has roots that you cannot uproot." ABA replied simply, "Even the deepest roots cannot resist the light." As time passed, the village began to rebuild. Okojua's story left marks, but also lessons. The importance of discernment, the search for truth and authentic faith without manipulation. The community, now more united and vigilant, found the strength to start over. If you enjoyed this video, please help us grow by subscribing to this humble channel. And if you'd like to watch more videos like this, we prepared the next video especially for you. Click here to watch.